Okay, here we are, lesson 20, mini project, side scroller. Draw your background. Simple background of a blue sky, a white oval cloud, a brown ground. Choose your own background, as simple or as complicated as you want. So find the comment background and create the background. Alright, so that's line 11. So let's go ahead and start doing it. We'll get our background. Let's make it light blue. Alright, there's our light blue. And then let's go ahead and make a sun. So fill color, yellow. And then we'll get our ellipse. And we want the ellipse to be around here somewhere. So let's go ahead and do 100 by 100. $100x, 100y, and then we'll make it small. Size 50 by 50. Alright, that looks good. Now let's make some ground. Okay, so we need to change the color. So fill. Let's make it green for grass. And let's go 0,350. So we'll get our rectangle. 0,350. And we want it to go all the way to 400. And we want it to go 50 this way. Reset, run. Alright, now we have our floor, or ground, whatever you want to call it. So that's it for number 2. Okay, create your sprites. Next, create the sprites you will use in the program. You'll need a player, target, obstacle. Go to the animation tab, make sure you have images you want. Find the comment code, game setup, create your 3 sprites, the player, the target, the obstacle. Set each one of the animations you choose for it, scale the size, place them where you want on or off. Starting velocity. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our sprites. Here they are, line 2. So let's go ahead, the first sprite we want, let's do the frog. So create sprite. We'll make this the frog. And let's set the frog right here at 200, 350. And then let's set the animation for the frog. Alright, we have our frog. Now we need our fly. So create fly. And we want our fly to start off the screen, right? Because it's going to be coming this way. So that would be an x of, let's say, 425. And then we want it to come like randomly, right? We don't want them to always be at the same spot. So we're going to want a random number here. So math, random number. And let's go between, let's say, 10. So it'll be like around here, 10 and 300. All right, now they want the starting velocity, so we want him to, the fly to start heading over. So we'll get our velocity for our fly. Oh, we forgot to create, set the animation. Amateur mistake. That's why I have that bar there, or triangle. Fly. Fly. Now we're good. Okay. This is a mistake because it's on the Y. We want it on the X, right? Because we want it to be going this way. So let's get rid of this one. Velocity X. Much better. Okay, fly, velocity, and we want it going this way. And when we look down here, we can see it's counting backwards, so it's going to be minus. Let's go -5. Oh. Reset, run. Alright, that's looking good. Alright, now it's time to do our mushroom. So it's basically going to be the same thing, right? So let's go create sprite, set animation, and velocity X. Alright. We are creating the mushroom. And we want the mushroom to be created off the game board because we want it to be coming this way. And we want the mushroom to be sliding through here. So the size on the Y, we want it to be like what, 375-ish? So let's go X off the screen. Let's go 450. And then the Y, 375-ish. And then we'll change the name to mushroom. And set the animation to the mushroom. And then we'll have our velocity. Let's go. You want to go faster than the fly or slower than the fly? Let's go slower. And we need to give it the name mushroom. Alright, let's check out what we have so far. Looks good. Cool. Okay. Player should be on the screen. Target obstacle off the screen. That works. That works. Okay, we're done here. Okay, the up arrow should make the player jump. there are 3 parts to jumping. Jump when the key is pressed, down when you're high enough, and don't fall through the ground. Find the code jumping and read the 3 comments in that section. Add a conditional that checks whether the player has pressed the up key. If the up key is pressed, use a velocity Y property to start the player moving up. Add a conditional to check whether it's too high enough. If it's far enough on the screen, it should be coming back down. Okay. So they basically want it so that if the frog gets to a certain point, he comes back down, right? Instead of just going and leaving the game board completely. So let's do it. Okay. Jumping. Here we are. Jumping. 34. Okay, if the player has reached the ground, stop moving down. Alright, so we're going to go to our if. If the frog is lower than, right, because we're on the y-axis. So if it's, oh, and it's counting up, right? When we go down, it counts up. So we're going to use the greater than math. If the frog on the y-axis, so frog y, if the frog on the y is greater than what do we start our frog at? Frog starts at 350. At 350, okay. So if the frog is greater than 350, we want the frog to velocity to stop. Velocity x. Frog to be 0. Right, so once the frog gets to this point, 350, it stops going down. Alright, now if the player presses the up arrow, start moving up. So let's go to our if the key is pressed down, so if the up arrow is pressed, we want the frog velocity on the y, velocity on the y, frog, then we want it to be going minus, right? Because this is 400, this is 0, so we want it to go minus. So let's go minus 5. Alright, let's check it out. Okay, that worked, but our frog is flying away. Alright, so now they want us to make the frog, when it hits a certain point up here, come back down. So basically like the opposite of this one right here. So let's do it. If Okay, if the frog on the Y is going to get, alright, so it's going down. The numbers are going down, so it's going to be less than, right? Because this would be greater, this would be less. So less than. Alright, if the frog velocity, Y, I'm sorry, just Y, not velocity Y, just Y. Frog Y. If frog Y is less than, let's say, 50, right? Because that's right here. If the frog Y is 50, less than 50, then we want the velocity of the Y to start coming down. Velocity Y, frog, to start coming down 5. So this would be minus plus. And then it should theoretically stop because of this right here. So let's check it out. Okay, come back down, please. Alright, good. It does. Well, that's positive. Alright, we're done with 4. Okay, find the code comment that says looping. Add a conditional that uses the obstacle sprite X property to check whether it's moved off the screen. If it's moved off the screen, use the X property to put it back on the right side of the screen. Okay, so they just want us to, when it goes off the screen, to just restart. That's all. Okay, where's looping? Okay, looping. If the obstacle has gone off to the side of the left, move it to the right. Okay. So that's that if statement. If the mushroom has gone off, so that would be like over here, which would be, this is 0, so that would be like negative. So if it goes less than, because that's negative, if the mushroom on the X, because right, we're going left and right, if the mushroom X is less than 0, right? So it's going off as soon as it hits off the game board. Then we're going to move it and then let's find where we originally set it. Mushroom, where are we? Say it. So it's at 450 right now, right? So let's just set it back at 450. Okay, let's run it. Hopefully when this hits here, it should start over. And it does. Cool. Alright, that's good. We have our mushroom working. Now let's do our fly. If and it's basically going to be this but with fly. if, oh man, math. If the fly x is less than 0, then we want the fly x to go back to the starting point, which was 425. Okay, reset. Ooh. Okay, we've got a problem. We have a problem. So we want the fly to be random, right? We don't want it to just be the same every time, because then we'll know what's going on. So we need to make random numbers, which that's fine. It's not a big deal. Okay, so let's go ahead and mess with the fly. Okay, fly x equals, and then we'll do random number. And we still want the fly to be off the edge, right? So we'll still go 425 on that one. And then we still want it to go over we still want it to be off here, right? But we don't want it to be at the same leaving point every single time, right? Otherwise, you'll be able to time it, because the mushroom's going to be the same every time. So you want the fly going at different intervals. So let's go 425 to, like, let's just say 475 and see what happens. Alright, seems pretty good. Now we'll drop in our x. So we want the fly to be showing up at different spots. So we'll drop in the x random number. Fly y, and we'll put the random number in here. And then let's make the fly random number between, like, 50 and, let's say, 300. 50, not 501, but 50 and 300. So now hopefully the fly will be in different spots. Hopefully. That's better. Cool. We're getting there. Alright, find the code comment Sprite Interactions and read the comments in that section. So in the sample game, the mushroom is rotated and health is decreased when the frog touched it. The score increased and the fly moved back to the right. Create a conditional that checks whether the player is touching the obstacle. If it's touching, decrease the health, change obstacle sprite in some way. That would be that rotation. Run the program to test the code. Okay. Where is Sprite Interaction? Okay, here we go. Alright. If the player touches the obstacle, so the if and then the is touching. If the frog is touching the mushroom. And we're going to have the mushroom rotate. Mushroom rotate. I don't know, let's say 90. And if the frog is not touching it, then keep the rotation at 0. And then we want our health to change, right? If they're touching, decrease the health and change the obstacle sprite in some way. Okay. So we need to put in that health. Where would that be? Equals. So now we're saying the health, which is right here, the health is going to decrease by 1, which is just math, right? Decrease is math. So that'll be health minus 1. Alright, let's see here. Run it. Yikes. Alright, we can see the health is decreasing like crazy. Okay. Okay, it's decreased when the frog is touching the mushroom. It's increased when it touches the fly. So let's go ahead and do the fly now. And it's basically the same deal. Okay. If is touching Alright, if frog is touching the fly, then we want the score to go up. So that would be math. Actually, we need score first. Okay, score. And then we need our math, the plus, because it's adding. Score plus 1. Okay, let's check it out. If I could touch a fly. Alright, what's going on here? Oh, we haven't added the scoring yet. Duh. Never mind. Okay, let's get back to Okay, if the frog is touching the fly, the score goes up by 1, and then we want the fly to be over here somewhere, starting over. So we'll get our variables in there. And we want our fly on the X. Okay, fly on the X to again start somewhere off the board, around here somewhere. So we'll go random number. Okay, random number on the X to be somewhere off the screen. So let's go like 400 by 475. And let's run it. Alright, so it's randomly going, it's working, but we need it to go on the Y now. So let's get our variable, drop it in, and now we're going to go on our Y. Fly Y, and then get our random number. Between, let's go 50 and 350. And the only reason I'm choosing 50 and 350 is because, actually let's go 300, because we don't want the fly to be down here. Yeah, like 300. Okay. Alright, it's working. Alright, it's showing up at different spots. Cool. Alright. I think we're done here. Yeah, we're done. Okay, health is displayed but not the score. So find the code comment scoreboard, read the code that makes the health information, add the code to create the scoreboard. So, alright, let's do it. Alright, scoreboard. Scoreboard. Add a scoreboard and health meter. Okay, so I've got, this is my health meter right here. And it's working, so that's good. So now we need to add scoreboard. And that would be text. And this one we'll call score. And we'll put the score up here. Let's say 50-50. I don't like the score there. Let's move it up. $25. And let's make it a capital. So it's consistent. It's good. Alright, now let's put in the actual score. So where's that? Text. And all I'm doing is following this pattern, right? That's all. There's nothing special to what I'm doing. Okay, so there's the score. And I'll put it at, this is at 50, so let's put this at like 70. And then, oh, you know what? This is at 30, so let's make this 30 as well. 30 and 30. Okay, let's check it out. Alright, that's horrible. The O is right in the middle of the score, so we need to slide that over. Let's try 100. Still not impressive. Let's try 120. That's better. Let's put the double dots. Bam! Okay, now let's try this. Okay, the score is working now. When I'm hitting my flies, tearing it up. The Legend of Frog Jumping Fly Eating.